What is going on, ladies and gents? My name's Evolution and welcome to a motor vlog. Alright, so bloody winter, where have we been? I think it's been about a month since I last uploaded. Really sorry about that, guys. I'm very, very sorry. My poor bike has been covered up, wrapped, tucked, blanket for the horrible winter, but it's getting alright now. I mean, who would have winters? Not me. But, you know, the summers, I don't know, it's somewhere. It's somewhere. So, guys, I've got so much to catch you all up on. First of all, the pain that this bike has been causing me lately, and second of all, this might be the last time we ever ride it. Anyway, let's hit the road and we'll talk more about it. Alright guys, so January the 25th, it was my payday today. So now if we just backtrack all the way to the Christmas holiday, so December the 25th, all the way up until, you know, very early January, I had 2 weeks off over the Christmas periods to sort of enjoy some time with my friends, family, and just chill, play some Xbox. But after about a week, the boredom kicked in. So I decided, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get my bike, I'm going to unreveal my bike from the horrible covers that it's been hiding under, and I'm going to set her up in the back garden so that we can do some work. So anyway, a few hours later, the bike's up on its paddock stands, the chain's been cleaned, it's been re-lubed, it's been adjusted. It needed tightening for obvious reasons. And then also decided it's not something I've done before, and it was about time, but I stripped both the front and the rear brake calipers. I wasn't too sure whether the brake pads needed changing or not, and you know, it's good once in a while to strip them apart, give them a nice deep clean, get everything looking all shiny again for the short while it lasts. So anyway, the story's going great right now, isn't it? So you're thinking, what could possibly go wrong? So I made the mistake of going out for maybe half an hour tops, and boom, flat tyre. That's right. If you could get minus PSI, it was on about minus 10. It was just flat, completely and utterly ruined. So we quickly hurried to one of my friend's house, we pumped it up and I rode it home. It turned out that I picked up a nice nail in the rear tyre. So of course, now this means that you're gonna need to get a new tyre. But at this point I was so pissed off. I just spent the past few days getting all the bike prepped, checking everything, greasing the levers, WD-40ing everything that had seized up over the winter. Just so frustrating. So unfortunately, back under the cover the bike went. And well, we're here where we are now. The tyre still has a nail in it. It's not going to be worth trying to repair it. It needs a new tyre. There's not much life left on it anyway, and I wanted to get a nice set of Bridgestones, which ironically we spoke about in one of my previous videos not too long ago. But to be honest, as frustrated as I was at the time and whatnot, the bike's holding up well. It's the tyre still is holding the pressure pretty well. So I'm wondering if I'll just get away with keep topping it up in the meantime. I know it's not the ideal thing to be doing. So we're going to go grab some air to pump the tyre up. I'm just going to closely watch it for the next week, just to see how much it deflates and whatnot. So to pretty much sum everything up, it's been a good Christmas, it's been a good January, but there has been no bike riding at all. Enough of my rant. On to some positive news. I don't really know how to come out with this one, but I might be getting another motorbike. So don't get me wrong, the R125 is a sublime bike. I love it to bits. I've done all the modifications, I bought it stock, it's now far from that. But there's a few like negatives. The fact that you have to take half the bike apart just to change a spark plug can be very, very annoying at times. Just doing the basic maintenance, the fact that you've got all the fairings, can be a proper obstacle. Not to mention the amount of times I've scuffed and scratched and cracked the fairings because there's so much plastic to it. They're durable but ish, you know. Sometimes the way I can be riding this, I don't know how it happens, maybe it's just me, but I've just break fairings. So I've replaced the fuel tank, I've replaced the side fairings, I've replaced numerous fairings on this bike in under a year that I've had it. So now anyway, the bike, the rival. So it's still a Yamaha, it's still a 125, it's the MT125. Now those of you who aren't familiar with this bike, it's basically using the same architecture, so the chassis, the same engine block, etc., from this bike, but it's been transformed onto like a naked Street Fighter. It's got a bit more of an upright seating position, so it's probably, well, it will be more comfortable because you're not sitting on the tank all the time. It's not got clip-on handlebars, so I presume that the turning circle would be a little bit better, and it'd also make life a little bit easier for sort of, you know, slow speed maneuvering. And just a few other advantages is the digital dash. You've got the clock, the MPG reader, the temperature gauge as well. There's all these little extras that the R125's missing, which it's selling it to me. So obviously it's a big decision because unfortunately, you know, I've got a car, I can't run two bikes as well. So it would mean giving up the R125 in terms of costs. It'd be about the same. So really it just sort of be like a swap, an exchange if you like. The insurance would be the same. I wouldn't have to pay anything additional. So it's a really big decision for me because, you know, the R125 is a bloody sublime bike and the MT is identical to a degree. It uses the same components, but it's been polished up a little bit more. There's, you know, less aggro with all the fairings. It's, you know, you don't have to take half the bike apart just to change a spark plug. You know, you've got the access. And also I'm so cautious because of the fairings on this bike. I'm scared to lean it or accidentally drop it. Whereas on the MT, where it's just a chassis, it's just the frame, the engine and minimal fairings, there's not that much to it. What I'll do is I'll put a photo up of my current bike now, the R125, and now you can see them together, the MT125 in the racing blue. That's the edition that I'd look to get. I think in terms of appearance I prefer my bike, but I feel like the MT125 is sort of got all the extra gadgets and it would just be a lot easier to maintain and less to worry about. I'd expect you guys to be subscribed and watching because of the content I produce. So I wouldn't want changing a bike to affect anyone. I wouldn't want someone to unsubscribe, desubscribe. What am I talking about? That's not even a thing. But yeah, no desubscribing, no unsubscribing is what I'm saying. You know, how would you guys feel if I changed my bike? Would this excite you to be on something different, or would you prefer me not to? I know, you know, it's not your decision ultimately, it's mine to make. But you know, opinions from you guys, thoughts, any advantages, disadvantages that you guys feel that I might have. Anyone who owns an MT, if you've got any recommendations, if you can compare the two, let me know guys. I want to get the comment section completely and utterly on fire in this video. Anyway, I think that's enough of my talking in terms of changing bikes. We'll just have to see how it goes. I'm going to go view the bike in a few days. If I like it, I'll put a deposit on it. I'm going to get the video up tonight, which is the same day of recording it. So you guys just got to work your magic and let me know. What's your opinions? So I'm pretty glad that my tyre's still holding up. It does seem a little bit on edge, like the rear tyre seems to slip out in the corners a little bit extra bit. That's probably because it hasn't got much air and it's probably low on PSI. But we're almost there, we've almost made it. That doesn't look good. It's a good thing we're on the bike. Oh, here they come. Alright, so the manual says we need 25 in the front. Right, let's chuck some air in these bad boys. Oh, brilliant. So we got a whole 7 PSI in the rear tyre. So that would explain why it was so slippy. Not safe, guys. Don't do this at home. Okay, cool. Well, that's the tyres pumped up. You know, all we can do now is see how that goes. Could be a very slow puncture, or it could be a quick one. We'll check it again in a day or so and see how it's doing.